Well, it happened again, folks. Don made me watch AEW Dynamite.
No, I didn't. No, the hell I didn't.
He made me watch it.
Nope.
I'll
bailed.
I'll take that to my grave. You made me watch it.
You
made me watch Dynasty. I watched it all.
Bullshit. I did that. I was the idiot that did that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Square Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles. To my left is Dr. Don Wayne, the neck-bearded psychologist. You know you love him from Twitter. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Don, what do you think?
I think it sucks when you go to cut your grass and your battery's dead in your lawnmower and there's a rainstorm coming. That's what I think. That was my.
You got an electric lawnmower?
No, man, just a ride lawnmower, but the battery died.
Oh.
So yeah, I had a hell of an afternoon, but we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about the evil days of cutting the grass. I'm here to talk about what's happened the last week of wrestling because some shit's gone down. People have gone insane. A personal angle happened out of thin air, and the internet marks lost their mind. It's like they've never seen it. The oldest adage in history, Bottle in wrestling. Personal issues draw money.
Absolutely.
That's been the mainstay since time began in wrestling. No one watches wrestling to see everybody get along with each other. Nobody watches wrestling because they want to see a big kumbaya moment. We want to see some shit happen that we're not expecting that really pops the crowd. Am I wrong?
No. Who could you be talking about?
Somebody, what's her name? Woo! And it's not Rick. It's his daughter.
The human scarecrow. Charlotte Flair.
Human scarecrow, you want to call her.
The human scarecrow. She started to metamorphosize into, what was that monster in Jeepers Creepers? She started to turn into him. Just a human scarecrow with.
I don't know that one. Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching the show. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. Please like and subscribe if it's your first time. Charlotte Flair, we're talking about you. Come get some, girl. This thing on Friday night. I like Smackdown #1, but again, 3 hours is just too long, pal.
Too long.
They've got it right on Raw. Just that 2 hours and 40-minute spot. They can get everything in that they really need to get in because the rosters are packed and they get all the commercials that they need to get in. So
sure.
I'm enjoying that.
Absolutely.
That crowd in Chicago, I've never seen Charlotte Flair get eaten up like that in my life. They absolutely crushed her in that entire segment. And if I'm lying, I'm flying and my feet ain't left the ground. They absolutely rattled that poor girl's cage for the word go. She got flummoxed. She didn't know what to say. She got off target. She got off script. And she essentially, at the point where she just went nuts, she said, I'll let you talk now. And Tiffy was clearly like, what are you doing? What are you doing right? This is nowhere in what we were supposed to say. Okay, if we're going down this hole, I'm going to make it personal the only way I know how.
Right.
And she started talking about her divorces. She started talking about her being alone, started talking about her being a nippo baby. It was crazy, man. And for the first time in a long time, I mean, especially this angle, nothing about this angle or this match has gotten me excited in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
When she called her a nippo baby, I was like, oh shit. This was amazing.
She was out hurt. She was gone for almost a year.
Yeah, I mean, literally over a year. February.
Little over a year. She was gone. She built herself up. She got divorced. She built herself up. All these videos on Twitter, social media, her working out and put the time in. You got to give her credit, man. She is ripped. She's shredded. And she can't afford to lose any more ass, pal. That's all I can say. She's lost all her body fat. Can't afford to lose any more. She's got the face tightened up when she was off. She got a nice fine tuning on the face. That knot in the back of her head where all the skin that's pulled back is tied very, very tight. Tied very tight, Don.
Why does she always come back looking like a different person than when she left? I really think that's tied into part of the reason why people hate her is that she has so much surgery done when she's gone. When she comes back, it's like, you've changed again. Who the hell are you now?
That's not why they hate her. They hate her because she's automatically propelled into the women's title picture, no matter what. She just came back. She won the freaking Royal Rumble. No one liked that. No one liked not many people like the guy who won the men's Royal Rumble. We'll get into that later. I think we've talked about that ad nauseum on this podcast, but I like the fact that we're talking about Charlotte Flair, the winner of the women's Royal Rumble. She, what?
Have you cared about this angle or this match at all since it happened at the Rumble?
No one has. No one wants to see Charlotte Flair back in a WWE ring. If they do say they do, they're lying.
Here's my thing. I'm not going to go that far. I wouldn't mind seeing her in the ring. I just don't want to see her in the title picture right away. Like you said, I don't want to see that.
All the time. It wears you out. And she's got this superior attitude, this holier than thou attitude, no matter if she comes back as a face or as a heel. And when she made the appearance the first time, what was it, a Raw or was it a Smackdown? After
I
the
can't
Royal
even
Rumble?
remember.
It might have been a Smackdown. When she came back and addressed the crowd and they booed her out of the building.
Yes.
They shit all over her. And now, every time she's got the mic in her hand, she comes out, they shit all over her. She comes out, stands there, all done up like a statue, like a human mannequin. No expression on her face. The eyes are slits. She's got the big fake chiclets in her face. She's got the implants in her cheeks to prop up everything. She's 39 years old. She wasn't an ugly woman to begin with. But if someone had an evolution of Charlotte Flair on Twitter from when she started, my hand to God, when she started NXT, she looked like an all-American girl and fresh-faced kid. She had like a little weight in her face. It was natural. And just over every year, she started metamorphosizing into this, whatever she is now, the Bride of Frankenstein meets the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. That's what she's turned into. Stop
having surgery. Stop.
Well, you can have all the surgery you want. Have all the surgery you want. You gotta, when you don't have a lot of ass to begin with.
Just stop having all the facial construction, pal. Stop. Madonna is a prime example of what happens when you keep sucking that face back, man. She looks like an alien now. Stop doing that shit to yourself. It's gonna make you look worse in the long run. I've never seen it work out.
Horrendous.
But back to this promo. The promo was absolute. It went completely off the rails, which, by the way, was the best part of the promo, because when she said you're going to be alone, she literally did the duck and cover. I'm out of this bitch because it might get live rounds now, and I'm not having it before Mania.
What do you mean?
Ducked and got out.
Stratton?
Oh yeah, like she knew when she said that. There might be some blows.
She said she dropped down and got out of the ring. That was her way of having the last word.
Here's what made it funnier.
Let me ask you this question, Don, before you go any further.
Okay.
I want to ask you this one question.
I don't put ketchup on my hot dogs.
Is she a heel? Should she be a heel or should she be a face?
Who's she, pal?
I'm talking about Charlotte Flair.
She's a heel. There's no other way around it. And her tweet today set it in motion. She's going to stop trying to be this kumbaya baby face, because that's not who she naturally is anyway, and nobody wants to get behind it. By the way, Super Chat's open. If you got something to say, we want to hear from you. But I want to talk about it again. She being Tiffy rolls out of the ring, and Charlotte comes running over like it's going to help and screams on the microphone, "That's why your boyfriend's in my DMs," or whatever it is. Kaiser, I guess.
Ludwig Kaiser is her real-life boyfriend.
That's why Kaiser's in my DMs. What the hell is happening? When she said that, I was like, I don't know what's going on now. Tiffy cutting her down sort of felt like it could be part of the angle. When Charlotte came back with that, I was like, now we're off the rails. Now we're totally off the rails.
She's had 2 matches since she's been back, not counting the Royal Rumble singles matches, with one with B-Fab, who's green as grass. B-Fab is green as grass. Dude. She's a lot better than what she was when she started. I saw that match with Elektra Lopez in NXT. It was a street fight with weapons, and it was the most horrendous thing I've ever seen in my life. She had a match with what's her name? Mia Yim. I forgot her character. Whatever. Mia Yim.
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. She doesn't do anything.
B-Fab was with Naomi that night.
Yes. She wrestled B-Fab, and B-Fab's green, and when B-Fab screwed up in the ring, it was like, whoa, that's her, not me. She stood away and laughed. She chuckled to herself instead of helping the girl out and talking her through the match. Same thing with Mia Yim.
But how many times can you do this, though, with B-Fab, man? Like, she's a walking botch waiting to happen. She's not ready for this.
B-Fab should be back in NXT, is where she should be.
And that's
with
where she should
with
be.
those
Yes,
girls down
I'd agree.
There, yes. Bring a girl up from NXT that's ready and put B-Fab back down at NXT. I mean, they're doing it with, they took NXT people. I just discovered this today. Did you know they took some talent from NXT and put them on that WWE Evolve show that's on Tubi?
I'm not surprised. Because they need more work, and they're like, you're not ready for NXT. You're not ready yet. And now we have such a humongous roster of talent. I can put you on this literally D show that's on free cable, free whatever it is, and you can go over here and not ruin your work and your look in front of the people because we believe that we have something in you. So let's go over there and let's reset your mechanics.
Do you know who Sherry Shepherd is?
Not a clue.
Don't know. She hosts a talk show during the day, mid-afternoon. Some women watch the show. It's so many women's talk shows hosted by women during the day. But Sherry Shepherd, she used to be on The View. She is hosting her own show now, and it's an offshoot from the Wendy Williams show. But I digress. Charlotte Flair was on last week on the Sherry Shepherd show.
I heard about that. I didn't see it.
And she threw Andrade under the bus.
Yes.
Which she didn't have to mention anything about.
No, she didn't. And this is the whole thing, is that if you're going to make yourself public, if you're going to make your personal business public, don't be surprised if it gets used in an angle in the ring. Now, the other part about this I want to say is all of the pearl-clutching neckbeards came out good. How dare she say that about her? Man, I have seen some raw shit back in the day that got said about people that you knew was true. I watched The Rock crush Billy Gunn in the middle of the ring talking about God speaking to him. It was the funniest thing ever. It's just, there's certain things that when you see it, Steve Austin crushed Jeff Jarrett by doing the strut after he stunned him like, I will never work with this piece of trash. He didn't have to say anything and he crushed his ass.
Wasn't that Rock promo where the line, it doesn't matter what your name is?
Yes.
He said, Bob, I just want to tell you one thing, Bob, but God, my name's Bill. It doesn't matter what your name is.
That's exactly what it was.
Hey, Don and Bottles, your favorite girl's here. There she is, Miss Denisha, with a 20 spot. Dynasty pay-per-view was terrible. Hey, no shit about that. And Dynamite was just as bad. TK should be ashamed of himself, but he's not. Swerve should feel embarrassed talking about Booker T on Vlad TV. Internet provocateur, Vlad TV.
And he fell right into his trap.
He fell right into his trap. Swerve is a great talent. He's one of the greatest wrestlers in AEW. You ask him, he'll tell you. He'll tell you he's one of the best.
Thank you so much, Anisha. Thank you so much.
Swerve Strickland, more power to him. Good-looking kid. Got a good move set. He falls into that garbage wrestling too much. Which
if he doesn't have someone to lead the match that's a professional, that's when he falls into that bullshit. Exactly. And when he wrestles guys like Moxley and guys like, what's his name, Hangman, he just falls right back into it. So it's insane. And I just want to keep this moving.
Loses his place when he talks. But go ahead.
Yes, he does.
We'll talk about him later.
I want to keep this moving. The other part about the Smack, there's two other parts I want to get to real quick on SmackDown. I know it was a couple days ago, but it's still stuck in my mind.
Yes.
The Chicago crowd with CM Punk was absolutely amazing. And his favor at the end of the show was fire. It was great. He said, the favor is you're going to be in my Punk, wise man. And the tribal chief says, nah. You're
going to be in my corner, not my Punk.
Yeah. Well,
you're going to be my Punk. You being my Punk, wise man, is a totally different thing altogether.
Whatever. You're going to be my guy. Saying. You're going to leave. And this is what got good. Roman Reigns says, he loves me. Tell this fool you're not going to be over there in his corner. And he looks at him quivering and says, I can't. And this calls back to about 10, 11 years ago when it was time, when Punk asked him to be in his corner then, and he said, it's not your time. It's not your time. Now's his time. I thought it was a great callback. I appreciated that. Awful Wrestling is here. Appreciate you watching out, brother. It's one of those shows where I thought it was very memorable. And the other part about it that really stood out to me, every time I see this guy get in the ring, you know who I'm talking about, Jacob Fatu. Every time he's in the ring, he has a certain charisma that you cannot turn away from. He is amazing, man.
He is amazing. He is in perpetual motion. Have you ever seen him stand still longer than 5 seconds in the ring?
I don't think I have.
10 seconds. He is just, for a man of his girth, he's so agile, so quick, so explosive in his motions. That's you, and you can't make him a face right now because he's in a heel
Oh,
faction.
it's gonna happen.
It's going to happen eventually.
It's just
going to happen.
You can't be that much of a badass and have that kind of a move set and those kind of facials and the way he talks. It's like the Steve Austin effect. And I'm not comparing him to Steve Austin. Nobody lose your shit over that. What I'm saying is he's got all of those qualities. He's a tough guy. He's got a walk. He's got the look.
He's got the what?
He's got the look. He's got the look. So I'm ready for this to happen. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. Unlike what I ended up doing to myself Sunday. Bottles.
Drinking until you're blind?
No. I went blind watching AEW. I watched Dynasty, folks. I paid $12.23 to watch this show because I had points on my Amazon card. I said, I got nothing to watch tonight. There's nothing going on. Let's see what we got here.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to run this down?
I'm not going to run this down. I'm going to run it down, but I'm not going to run through the whole card. Don't get that twisted.
I'm glad you clarify things. Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to run this shit down. This felt like an extension of Dynamite carried over to Sunday, and nothing changed. Nothing about anything that I saw felt like I was watching a pay-per-view. Nothing about what I watched made me feel like I had spent wisely on $12. It's $12, and I felt like I got ripped off.
$12.
It was so unbelievably boring. And okay, case in point, right? They got Kevin Knight versus Will Ospreay right out the chute. The brand new boy, Kevin Knight. Let's go ahead and beat him right out the gate, which is what they did.
Sure.
And again, we've talked about this on this show so much. Mm-hmm. How many times are you going to put Will Ospreay on Wednesday night TV to do all of his flippy moves until it feels like it's just the same shit, different day? This is where we're getting to already with this guy. It feels like it's a boring match now because you don't see anything new. It's the same move sets.
Everybody does the same flippy moves. So how is he unique now? He's not unique anymore. Outside of having a marble mouth promo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh. Denisha says, Alan Thomas, I regret spending $50 on it. Got ripped off too. Denisha, I'm sorry you spent that much, honey. Get an Amazon card. You'll spend less next time. I'm never getting another pay-per-view. Guarantee you that. I'll never buy another one. Find
a nice stream somewhere. I'm not advocating piracy. Yes. I'm not advocating that at all. Find a nice cheap stream somewhere. $15, $25, whatever.
By the way, this pay-per-view also ran till after midnight from 8 o'clock. And if you watch the kickoff show, it started at 7. So you were into this bastard for 5.5 hours if you watched it from beginning to end. And I got shit to do on Monday, man. I don't have time to watch this entire nonsensical card. This is why people are enjoying the WWE pay-per-view so much more, because it's 3 hours, it's in and out, and you're on with your life. It doesn't take your entire night and morning away from you.
6-7 matches. That's it. 6-7 matches on a WWE PLE. Have you heard WrestleMania? First night's 8 matches, second night 7 matches. That's just the sweet spot. The sweet spot. The only problem is the pre-shows are going to be 3 hours long.
Yeah, but I'm not
pre-shows start at 4. No. They got to give something for Joe Test to do. Sit on the pre-show with whoever.
Hurt Syndicate versus Branches of the Learning Tree. It wasn't embarrassing. That's about all I could say about it. They're never going to embarrass themselves that they didn't hear being the Hurt people. They did what they were supposed to do. Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart. This one exactly how you thought it was going to go.
Right.
Back and forth nonsense. Mercedes walks away winning. You know where this is setting up. It was just
a collision match. It was a collision match, basically. So was the Hurt Syndicate versus the Learning Tree. That was a collision match also.
Well, it wasn't. They didn't embarrass themselves, and it looked like a complete professional wrestling story. It wasn't embarrassing. I'm not even going to get into the entire Julia. I'm telling you, Death Riders versus Rated FTR. This went exactly like you thought it would too. Bunch of outside shit, a lot of interference. The ref loses control every time. Mm-hmm. It just devolves into chaos every match, like everything always does within this company. It's like ECW without the entertaining factor.
I like how during the Jericho Bandito match at the pay-per-view.
We're not there yet. We're not there.
Are you really going to cover the Jericho Bandito match?
I'm not going to go that into it, but I want to talk about it when we get there. I just want to say, like, this is what it was, because the big thing about this match was the heel turn everybody saw coming. Both of the top guys beat the shit out of Edge and left him laying in the ring with the concerto.
Who?
And they didn't just have to do the concerto.
Beat it out of who?
Edge. Oh, sorry, Cope.
Edge is retired. This guy's Cope. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was coping with how bad this was.
This thing ran till 12, and I ran at 10. I ran away from it at 10 o'clock.
Dude, I'm telling you, I bailed early on this and had to finish watching. I couldn't do this shit. It got so bloated and so out of control. But you want to know about it? Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne. And I wish I could say something. This match was good until I don't even know when it just sort of fell apart. But for me, it was when they got Megan Bayne up on the turnbuckle and Toni Storm's trying to throw this big-ass Ugandan woman over her head. And she landed on her face.
She's not African.
Dude, she's a Ugandan giant. And she tried to throw her over her head. It was absurd. She landed straight on her face. You know how that was going to end. Which, by the way, did you see Toni Storm's god-awful, yeah, little post-show interview?
Oh, nobody watches that garbage.
Well, it was all over. I'm not saying I watched it.
It was over
all
Twitter.
Over the place.
It was over Twitter. They gave her like a dirty poem to read.
Yeah, dude. There once was a man from Nantucket. I'm like, this is where we're going now. This is the depths of depravity you're willing to go. Just Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I said, I got to take a shit. I'm not watching this. I'm not watching
Jesus
this.
Christ. I'm watching shit. I have to go and take one now. Mark Briscoe had to be popping pain pills galore the next day, if not that night. The way he was bouncing off the barricades, off the ring apron, just his whole back and neck must be destroyed from all this. It was. I can't believe he was taking those bumps.
I can't either, but he was.
They're going to wheel a stretcher out for this guy, take him away, but that didn't happen.
Here's the part you want to talk about. By the way, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have not. Hit that notifications button. We appreciate all your support.
Yes.
Chris Jericho versus Bandito in the match that would not end and the angles that were dumber than a box of rocks. None of this made any sense. Jericho got to use a bat, but Bandito's family got sent away from ringside because they said they were interfering. It was just complete idiocy every angle.
They're sent away. He used the bat. He pinned Bandito. The ref didn't see him use the bat. They brought out Aubrey Edwards, his family did, and said, hey, he's got a bat behind those steps. He's got a bat behind the steps. She walked over and found the bat, the horse did, and got with the referee and said, hey, he cheated, he used the bat. They restarted the match. Bandito won the title, the Ring of Honor title. If you can do that, why didn't they restart the match when the Young Bucks came out at the end, when all those guys were...
we're going to get into it.
They were beating the hell out of Swerve Strickland and all this other shenanigans. Question, how did Aubrey Edwards find Jericho's bat so fast? There must have been a carrot tied to the bat. Ho! Mark K with $5. He's here all week, folks. Try the veal. He's in the main room.
Tip your waitress.
Tip your waitress. He's in the main room,
Thanks,
guys.
Mark. We appreciate it, brother. Yeah, this thing... I'm telling you, man, I watched this whole thing. I paid $12.23, and I feel like I got robbed. Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole. I said fast forward. Adam Cole won. We have a new champion because Daniel Garcia was doing so well. Then we get to the Omega Ricochet Mike Bailey match.
Daniel Garcia was doing so well. You just skirted right over that. He just glazed right over that. It's like a little greasy-haired Make-A-Wish kid won that belt. That's what it seemed like.
It's like he showed up. You're like, oh, shit, you're a champion? I forgot you won that thing.
How many times can they wrestle? They wrestled twice before for the belt. He never won it, and they gave it to him now. So now
that's part of his signing bonus.
He's talking shit on Dynamite, how great, being the TBS champion is. Or TNT champion. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. What do I say? It doesn't really matter. The secondary men's belt. I'll call it that.
The Ricochet Omega Mike Bailey match is exactly like you thought it would be.
36
uncontrolled
minutes
chaos,
of just
insane bullshit. Chop, jump, kick. Mike Bailey literally did the crane kick and then limped on his ankle like he was Daniel LaRusso. It was the cheesiest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
He's a new toy you just keep watching Speedball Mike Bailey. He's a new toy, and probably in the next month, he's going to be sent down a collision where you'll never hear from him again. He'll be in the back doing his toenails with Deonna Purrazzo.
Dude, we used
Bare
to shit
feet
on
running
gimmicks
around.
like this in the 90s and 80s. If you came out with the Karate Guy gimmick, you got shit on by the fans, and for good reason. It's corny, it's old hat. None of this is entertaining. It's just complete bullshit is the only way I can describe it.
He's got Jerry Lynn's hair. He's got Jimmy Snuka's feet. He's got Adam Cole's body. That's all I can say. The referees are taller than this kid. The referees are bigger than him.
He's got a wet blanket for a personality, so it's not helping. God. By the way, take a guess who won. Take a guess.
Kenny Omega.
Of course he did.
Hello!
John Moxley versus Swerve Strickland. I am out of superlatives to say about this match because, again, we've seen this all before 100 times, and then it just broke down into total chaos. You had a million run-ins. The refs acted like he doesn't know what's going on because he's out cold, but no other refs could come from the back. It was a complete shit show, and then the lights went out, and suddenly the Young Bucks are standing in the ring. And they kicked the shit out of Swerve. Make it make sense, Bottles. Why are they helping him lose the match when they were running from the Cracker Clan 6 months ago?
They ran away.
What is this?
They ran away.
Garbage of the highest degree. This whole thing sucked. The Cracker Clan retained, and even some of the most now not the neckbeards now, don't get it twisted, but even some of the most die-hard AEW fans are like, this sucks.
It's horrible. Everyone I saw on Twitter was saying it was terrible. All the rundowns online on all the dirt sheet websites in the comments section, they were saying it was horrendous. And it really was. It was terrible. Max Caster, the greatest wrestler alive, had an open challenge on the pre-show. And his former partner, Anthony Bowens, came out and beat the hell out of him and pinned him. Why wouldn't they put that? Why would they take something like that?
I'm sorry. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Put that on the pay-per-view. The guy's making a return after being on for 4 months. Go ahead.
Why is there no build-up for these guys to have a match? This could have been like Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. I'm not saying it could have been the same level, but you could have done something with this shit.
Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens were on a nice, loving vacation in Paris and Italy. They toured Europe together.
I'm just saying you could have done something with this, and instead they just squashed this shit like it didn't matter.
Sure. Absolutely. It makes no sense, Don. None of this makes any sense. There's no continuity to anything. They're not trying to have continuity. There's one man booking this show. He's not booking it for the fans.
I don't think he is anymore. And that's what this show's about. He doesn't give a shit if the fans like it or not. Nope. And apparently the fans don't give a shit either because they're tuning in to watch this crap. What did they do last night? Like 650,000, something crazy like that?
659,000. I thought they would do like 510, 515. And they did 659,000 because people tuned in to see if they were going to do a course correction and do a rematch of Swerve and Moxley and give Swerve the belt. I guarantee that's why they tuned in, and they didn't get it. I would love to see the quarter. I'd love to see the quarter hours because it just probably, once they found out that Samoa Joe and Hook were going to go up against Claudio and Wheeler Yuta in the main event, they just would have tuned right out right away, and I'm sure they did in the first half hour, 45 minutes. That's another abortion they had last night, but we'll get into that later.
We're getting to that now. We'll get into that now because that's what I'm saying. I feel like I've watched 3 Dynamites in a row, counting last night because it was Dynamite, but this felt like the worst of all 3, and I watched this pay-per-view, and this was worse than that.
You know how the fans feel right now? I'll tell you how the fans feel. I'll show you how they feel.
You want to? Take a time out. Everybody. Don't worry, he just done that shit. Oh, shit. Okay, he just sent your phone to earlier, too.
That's how the fans feel right now. Yeah, he doesn't care. He does not care. He could care less about any of that. Are you gagging?
Dickhead.
Did you did you just vomit?
No one needs to see that ever again.
Pal.
Did you hear the one goober though in the front row? She's so hot. Did you?
Meanwhile,
catch
she's got a dwarf's cheeks in her face.
Meanwhile, she's got buffalo chips on her teeth now. Let's just get into Dynamite because I don't have the patience to talk about Raw. Raw was about as average as it gets. If there's something you guys want to talk about from Raw, let us know. I just thought it was an average show.
We got to talk about this build for WrestleMania. What is going on, man?
It's hit and miss every week. Smackdown was good. Monday was bad. Well, not bad, but it was flat.
It's blase. It's just that was a show. You can say that was a show.
There's one thing for Monday.
What was it?
The Yeet Man cut the best promo he's had during this whole time.
The Yeetster.
He did cut the best promo. You can't deny that.
Yeah, well.
I mean, he cut the best thing he's done. He felt serious. I'm just saying, Gunther looked like he was like, oh, shit, I might have screwed up here. I forget how it ended. I know I believe there was something that ended on Raw. I can't remember what the hell it was now.
I can't remember either. It was so forgettable for me.
It just doesn't feel like a huge buildup. All I can say is WrestleMania better be off the chain because the buildup has been bad.
One thing you forgot to talk about from SmackDown.
No, I didn't.
Kevin Owens is hurt.
What, not the week before? That was 2 weeks ago.
It was the week before last.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton came out, and Nick Aldis told him that he didn't have a match for WrestleMania, and Randy RKO'd Nick Aldis. Now, I've seen a lot of theories online that Nick Aldis will be the opponent for Randy Orton. You think they're going to pull that trigger?
That's not happening. There's no way.
Well, there's two other guys I can think of. Aleister Black?
Nope.
Rusev?
Nope.
You don't think either one of those two will be plugged in as an emergency opponent for Randy Orton?
No, you bring in his best friend and say he's fighting for him.
Sami Zayn.
He does not have a WrestleMania match, does he?
He's not his best friend anymore. Remember, he beat the hell out of Sami Zayn. Put him out.
Pablo, welcome back, buddy. No, Jey Uso should have not talked. He just whipped his ass. I hear what you're saying. From my money, I don't want to see them touch like that until Mania. There's always more money when the heel gets the upper hand all the way until they face off for me. That's just my opinion.
I don't understand why they let guys who can't promo try to cut promos and give them all this time.
He cut a good promo Monday, Bottles.
I understand that, but all the other ones have been terrible. All the other ones have been horrible. I don't understand why they don't have Heyman, who is the tribal. He's the tribal chief's.
But he's not part of it. He's not part of them anymore.
Who?
Jey Uso's not part of them anymore.
He's still a bloodline guy.
No,
he's still a member of the family.
Not. He's not. He's out. He said he's out.
He's out. They should have saddled him with Heyman for the build up.
Nope, he's out. Match. You can't do it that way. He's a one guy band. On to Dynamite. This shit show that we watched last night. They had 3,000 tickets distributed, Bottles, in a 5,500 seat arena.
I saw that.
Big old Big Bang lead in the Cracker Clan right away with this nonsensical promo that Moxley tried to cut. Did you gather any of this? Did this make any sense to you? He said, you don't want it and we'll scorch the earth before we give an inch. What are you giving? What the hell are you talking about, Moxley?
None of it makes any sense. None of the stuff that comes out of his mouth makes a lick of sense. There's not even any. When that shit came on and I saw his face, I let the dogs out to go to the bathroom. I got myself another beer. I threw a pizza in the toaster oven, and I came back, and he was done talking. He was in the ring with Shibata, a match that everybody wanted to see. Everyone's saying, well, I can't wait to see Jon Moxley wrestle Shibata. Cacciatore Shibata.
Again,
I can't believe they haven't had these guys face off yet. What a spine-tingling match. Good Lord Almighty.
He says the Bucks have stumbled into our board and they don't know what game it is. What? That's what he said on live TV. That's the line he went with.
Well, they came on the game board. where everybody's playing, but they don't know what game they're all playing, is what he's trying to say. Look, I'm sitting here trying to rationalize what this idiot's saying. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. That's all I can say.
He tried to go with, he tried to say, I'm playing chess and you're all playing checkers. Instead he come off sounding like, duck, 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 duck.
They ought to let Marina Shafir do all the promos. That would be a nice car crash. I'd love to see that. Just have her read his promos for him.
Why is Moxley having a match fresh off the pay-per-view, by the way?
Do you think,
all right, we'll
do
forget
you
that question.
think, I need your opinion on this. Do you think Moxley thinks all this is going the right way for him?
Yes, he is convinced that they just keep the course. He's like, look, the ratings are up. We're getting more views. We have 500,000 people watching on Max. We're doing great. Stay the course.
People watching on Max.
These morons believe this shit, man.
We've got half a transit bus watching on Max. That's what we've got going on right now.
I think he believes this is going the right way, and they're all on board with it. Like, yes, this is fine. This is fine. The house is crumbling around them, and they're like, this is fine. And again, why? Why is he having a match fresh off the pay-per-view? Warrior JWR, thanks for the $1.99. Nick and Maddie did it for the Hangman. I said it last night. I did it for the Moxley. It's so dumb. So dumb. This is the dumbest. And we're going to get there. Thank you for your $1.99, but we are absolutely going to get there. Oh, boy. Well, Ashton Chevalier's back. The Liquor's writing all of Mox's promos. Mr. Leahy from Trailer Park Boys would be proud.
Yes. Do you think he's knocking back a few before he goes out there? He very well might be.
And Denisha, we're going to get there. I promise. We're going to get there real quick. This match against Shibata, they opened it up and they said, well, they're trying the Japanese style of wrestling where they're trying to get a body grip. This is why Japanese wrestling doesn't work in this country, pal. No one gave a shit. It just looked like they were trying to have a tickle fight for about the first 2 minutes of this match, and nobody won. I'm going to get you, Shibata. I'm going to get you. Not if I get you first, my buddy.
Wayward touch from a scoutmaster around the campfire. Come here, little guy.
This opening match for your world champion was god-awful. It was complete and total dreck. I wouldn't wipe my ass with the paper this printout was on for the sketch of this show.
Has Shibata have a stroke? Has he ever had a stroke? I know he had his brain removed.
He had open brain surgery, yes.
Yes, he had his brain taken out and spray dusted and put back in. But I just wonder if he had a stroke because his expression on his face never changes. Never changes. It looks like he just woke up.
It looks like I just woke up, but even I look better than that. This thing sucked. By the way, this match was everything that I hate about a Jon Moxley match for the most part. And Shibata was apparently Superman. He was no-selling the shit out of everything. He was no-selling chops. He was no-selling slams. He was no-selling kicks to the head. He was no-selling everything.
I wouldn't have sold anything either. Moxley hardly ever sells. I wouldn't have sold.
And for everybody that screams how boring the 80s wrestling was, all they did was headlocks and takeovers. That's all this match was. That's all this shit was one headlock, one takeover, and then a bunch of chops. So I don't want to hear shit about it's not comparable. They did the same thing, and this was god-awful because no one was selling. No one. And then Moxley puts a sleeper on out of nowhere. It ended just out of nowhere. Mox, I don't know, Bottles. Maybe it's just me. This thing just ended.
It's slowly
Did you catch that?
It's slowly ending my love for professional wrestling. That's what I can tell you right now. It's slowly ending my love for wrestling, watching this show. And I don't know, man.
He no-sold a pile driver on this show. He no-sold a pile driver. Meanwhile, on the other show, a pile driver put out the champion for 2 weeks, and he was angry about it. Meanwhile, on this show, we're not going to sell shit.
Right. You see the crowd? The crowd during all these matches, they were like...
That's because they were smelling each other. They were figuring out what the odor was, pal.
Yeah, what does that smell? What does that smell? Ass. Oh. Okay.
100% didn't wipe. Out
For
come the Bucks.
For
when this
all
thing
you
is over.
AEW fans that go to see live shows, do us a favor before you go. Don't wipe from back to front. Wipe from front to back. That's the proper procedure. Wipe from front to back.
Again, this thing just sucked. The Bucks come out to confront Mox, is what it looks like, and then Mox just leaves. I don't know what the hell this was, but he just gets up. He just leaves.
They were coming to the top of the ring. I mean, the top of the ramp, made their way slowly down the ramp to the ring. He's getting ready to leave the ring. He stood there with one leg up like a dog urinating, with his leg through the middle rope, just staring at the Bucks like, what's going on here? And then he finally got out of the ring. When they came into the ring, he got out of the ring. The baddest man in the company.
So the Bucks come out and they say they did it for Paige. And the second reason they did it was for the Cracker Clan, because they have something to offer. They've got more in common than they do separate. So these are the same guys that 5 months ago ran away from these morons. And now they're suddenly all friends. I don't understand what we're doing here, Bottles. I really don't.
All I can say is, if you got to have the Young Bucks on TV, they should treat them the way they treated Cody Rhodes when he was in the company. They even called it the Codyverse. Remember that? They referred to it, all the commentators, well, not the commentators, but the dirt sheets, the Codyverse, which means he had his own storylines and a little universe inside of the AEW universe. That's what they should be doing with these Young Bucks. Have them do their own little storylines with Private Party, bury Private Party. They're already buried. Bury them dead. Pull up some people from Ring of Honor. Bury them. Pull up some other people we've never even heard of from the Indies. Bury them. That's what they should do. Bring people in from Japan. Bury them. Stay away from Strickland. Stay away from the Death Riders.
Just keep them off my TV, Bottles. There's nothing they can offer me anymore.
If they're EVPs and they would be on TV, they got no other choice, I guess.
Yes, they do. You own the company. Fire them. Fire them. They offer you nothing.
He won't fire anybody.
Kenny Omega comes out dressed like an 8th grade girl's gym teacher. I don't know what the fuck is with this guy and his outfits, but somebody to put him in some clothes. Seriously. Tell me I'm wrong.
It looked like he was on his way to Starbucks and to go walk his dog. That's what he looked like.
He looked like he was an 8th grade girl gym teacher. I'm standing by that statement. And then he proceeds to tell the dumbest story I've ever heard about two dogs shitting in his friend's house every day until he finally had to say something. And apparently that's what the Young Bucks are the dogs shitting in the ring. This went nowhere. Never give Kenny Omega mic time again. Every time you give this guy mic time, he ruins everything and sucks the energy out of the show. Every time with this guy. It's a bunch of shih tzu, I tell you.
I have no idea where that was going until the shih tzus were it was an analogy for the Young Bucks. It was a metaphor for the Young Bucks shitting in the company, ruining the company. And he's allowed to say that? And then what was it like? He wanted to go in the ring. I guess we should fight now or something like that.
We should fight now.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
I don't understand it. What is he pilled up? What is going on? Who would let him go out there and say that? Even Meltzer could not believe how bad the opening of this show was.
I heard his comments, and did you notice he said, this felt very WWE-ish. Every time something is bad on this show, he says it's WWE-ish.
Like Vince wrote it.
Yeah. Don't tell me that this is something, he's not some damn unbiased guy. He's a fan with his own biases. He's got his own axe to grind. It's the bottom line.
He's a shadow
Jim Cornette
booker.
said it years ago that if you don't agree with who he's picked as the next top guys in wrestling, he's just going to shit all over you. And that's where he is now. He said Kenny. He said Lord of the Flying Trees from England, whatever his name is. Bruv.
Lord of the Flying Trees. Lord of the Flying Trees. Hidden Blade.
That's the guy. Hidden Blade guy. Seth should give Kenny his Tylus number. He really should. He really
Oh,
should.
That's one of the major problems with this company is, and I've said it before on the show, when they walk down the ramp to do a promo or get into the ring, men or women, they look like DoorDash drivers. They look like dog walkers. They look like Starbucks baristas. They look like shit. No one's dressed up in that company except for Monet because of where she came from. Say what you would about Monet, but she's dressed to the nines when she comes out. Even when they do a backstage segment.
Even Swerve looks good when he comes out.
Even Swerve looks good. And the Hurt business.
Most of
the Hurt Syndicate.
There you go. I was going to say, most of the guys and gals from WWE understand what it means to look like as a star. The people that were raised on the indies and went straight to AEW, they have no idea what you're supposed to look like. They really don't.
I left one out. MJF. MJF's always dressed up.
He's the one guy.
One guy. That's it. Because he knows you got to have that aura. You got to have something going on when you walk out there. The rest of these guys all look like garbage. And Copeland and the FTR guys, Gunn and Bald, look horrible. And even Callis's guys look terrible. And take a shit up when you walk outside with that horn mask on, which brings back memories of Muta. Wear into the ring. You can see through the eye holes. Wear it into the ring. Don't take the mask off at the top of the ramp and throw it down on the ground. Wear it, come into the ring. It's a good visual. I don't understand what they...
Calm down. Get it together. Anyway, this thing keeps going on. He says he's going to fight him as he comes out to fight him. Out comes Okada. Then out from behind all of them comes Swerve. Same shit, different day. Everybody comes out at the end, and he chases him also with a chair. And then he gets jumped by Pac. So then we jump right into the Swerve versus Pac match.
Yes.
And this didn't take long because Pac legit jacked his ankle up outside the ring.
Yes.
This guy's a walking injury, man. I've said it from day one. I like him. He's got good moves. I wish he'd buy a fucking pair of pants. Other than that, he's a good wrestler.
The thing is with Pac, it's the Dynamite Kid effect. It's like he's a little guy with too many pounds of muscle in his frame.
Yes.
Too
it's
many
going to break down.
Too many needles in the ass. And eventually the tendons break, the tendons pop in these guys' muscles when they have these grueling matches. And famously, I wonder if it was the same ankle that he broke when he wrestled Jericho.
I'm starting to wonder, too. I don't know.
Raw. I wonder if that's the case.
We're going to see.
He popped out of the ring. They asked me if he wanted to continue. He hopped back in, and
they just went straight to the finish.
Straight to the finish, which is what.
Here's my question, though. Did you feel like maybe Swerve was showboating like way too much before he hit him with his finisher? Like he was up there for a minute, man. Like really, really grandstanding, I felt.
I think he was stalling just to make sure Pac was okay to take a finisher, and what finisher it would be. He was probably waiting for Pac to call it.
Okay, maybe. By the way, yes, Pablo, we're going to get to the Hong Kong Phooey bullshit in a minute because for $400,000, and I can't wait to talk about all that money. Anyway, that thing was over with, and then it gets good again because we start getting the Owen Hart recaps, and they recap all the matches from the previous night, and then we jumped with Renee Baguette is backstage with Hangman, who runs past her and says, "I can't talk right now," and runs right into Swerve's locker room and wants Prince Nana to tell Swerve to stay away from his matches and that he didn't try to help Swerve the other night. He didn't try to help Swerve.
Right.
And Nana gets ready to apologize, and Hangman screams, "I don't want to hear it."
You don't get that. You don't get that. That's what he said. And Nana said, "I love you. I love you, Swerve. I love you, Hangman.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Your house. So sorry we broke into your house and sat next to your kid's crib.
Come here and let me rub your shoulders.
I know why you burned my house down now. I get it.
I love you, Hangman.
I'm a real piece of shit."
There's beef patties. There's Jamaican beef patties in the locker. Number 20.
I don't know where this is going, and I don't care at this point in time. None of this is dragging me in. Then we get the 8-man that they had advertised earlier that was for $400,000.
What are you going to do with $100,000?
Dude.
I'm going to buy some shoes for my feet.
Oh.
What is going on?
Oh,
what the hell is happening?
Oh. Yes, he actually said, "Sit your ass down." This shit. Who just randomly says, by the way, we're going to have a $400,000 match?
Did they think that it would make people stay to watch that match?
I have
because
no
it's for
idea.
$400,000. People know they're not getting $400,000. One guy in the match probably makes $400,000 a year. They're not getting $400,000. Are we? Is this?
It's not 1988.
They don't want to be Vince McMahon. They don't want to be WWE, but they're doing the most stupid WWE things from 1988.
Yeah, the $10,000 battle royal that I would have bought. You got 30 guys going at it. What last guy standing wins some money for $10,000. This was dumb, and the match was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's the 8-man with Ricochet, Goat Boy, and Knuckles. There's 2 Knuckles from Sonic. There's 2 of them now.
Who was it? It was Ricochet. It was Goat Boy,
and 2 Knuckles characters.
Was it was it these guys?
Yes, Knuckles. That's the COVID guys.
The COVID brothers.
I called the Knuckles gang.
The Knuckles gang. There they are. Action Andretti and Leo Rush. 400,000 Tony's monthly blow budget.
Woo!
You may very well be right. You may very well be right. He's probably gone through 400 grand and below at this time this month because it's been a hard month for AEW. In this team right here, they're going to have a trios lineup with Kevin Knight very, very soon. Very, very soon. The new guy, Kevin Knight. He'll be tagging with them on Collision.
I want no part of seeing this. I don't want to see this last night. And this is exactly what you thought it was going to be. It was dive spot after dive spot. The idiot did the crane kick again. The faces win. I don't give a shit. And it was
Do you think they have a Chris Farley moment backstage where someone says, hey, you know when you did that crane kick on Sunday night? Yeah, that was cool. Do you think they had that? Someone walked over and said that to him. And he said, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. As Father Jerry Lynn sitting in the front row. That's my son. He's got my hair. Jesus Christ. What are we doing? What is this company doing?
This is what I wrote down. It's 9:00. I can't do this much longer. It's killing me right now to watch this.
Hang on a second. He called me up 9:30 last night. Are you watching this show? And I said, F no, I'm not watching this show. I'm sitting here watching Norm Macdonald videos and Don Rickles videos on YouTube for the last 5 hours. I've just been in a black hole of Norm Macdonald and Don Rickles. How come you're not watching the show? Aren't you going to watch it? I'm going to watch half of it tonight and half of it tomorrow morning with my morning coffee. I'm sure it's horrendous. Bro, I checked out. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this shit anymore. The last 40 minutes of this show, I'm not watching.
I couldn't do it. I was gassed at this point in time. I went watching the Lakers game. Much better ending.
He said he kicked his dogs. He slapped his wife in the face. He made his son go outside and mow the lawn. 9:30.
Also, I'm excited. I've been shocked. Leo Rush hasn't gotten fired yet. Must be a new record for him, I guess. But they get to the FTR recap. And Bottles, I was particularly interested in you because Tony Schiavone cut a promo.
Happy Tony. The corners of his mouth never went up the entire night. If he smiles,
he looks so miserable. Even cut this promo. He looked like someone told him, "I'm feeding you your cat for dinner." He looked
what's
like
his wife's name?
Ass.
What's his wife's name? Lois. We've got Lois in a bunker. We're beating the hell out of her right now. She's gonna be tortured. We're waterboarding your wife backstage. Say these words that I'm telling you in your headset.
Thank you, Ashton, by the way. Jerry Lynn loves his Hello. This thing I couldn't do anymore, but thank God I got the Hurt Business. I got the Hurt Business after all this. And they call out MJF.
Yes, they do.
MJF, he said he's so happy to be joining them because they wanted him to do that stupid Owen Hart tournament. Guess what that means he's going to be involved in now?
The Owen Hart tournament.
In the Hurt. There you go.
Yes.
So that's what all this thing's set up for. All of it. And this is what it went to shit, Bottles. I'm going to tell you. I said Renee with Bane and someone else, and I don't care, and I'm out of here.
Bane?
I'm out of here. whatever his name is.
Megan Bain.
Megan Bain. I'm out.
That was the best thing on the show, as far as I'm concerned.
I was
if you know
out.
what I'm saying.
I don't know what else happened on this show.
I know my
You wanna
pants
tell
fell
me?
off when Megan Bain was on camera.
Easy, killer.
Hey, what?
Jesus.
What? I just stood up and my pants fell
Good
off. I couldn't believe it.
God, man.
Pal,
Oh.
pal. Look, pal. I'm 65, pal. I got there's not much left for me, okay? I get a little nugget
There's
of
nothing
entertainment.
left for me in this show.
There's a little
There's
nugget of
nothing left for me in
entertainment
this
for
show.
me in this show. It's Megan Bain.
Well, this whole thing
That's all I
was
can
a bag
say.
of ass, and I'm done with it. Go ahead. Continue.
A bag of ass. Just a bag of ass.
I know Chris Jericho, I read today, he said he's going to be leaving.
He's
because
very
it turns out-
disappointed.
Yeah,
Did you hear?
and
He's very
leaving.
disappointed. He said he was disappointed 50 times last night. They had like a TV screen up, and they had like a tree and his usual learning tree segment shit. He had Big Cass out there. He had Low Plains Drifter. And Big Cass said he's not happy. He's not happy being a part of the learning tree because Jericho, they did everything they could, and Jericho lost the Ring of Honor title. He feels like that, I guess Jericho's slacking. And I watched Big Cass talk last night, Big Bill, the Redwood, as they call him. And he looks so much like Nathan Frazier from NXT that if Cass ever went back to WWE, I'd put him in a tag team with Nathan Frazier and say, that's my little brother right there. That's my cousin, Nathan. Nathan Frazier is as tall as Low Plains Drifter, but he looks almost identical to Big Cass. It's eerie. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. But Jericho grabbed his bat that he used to carry with him all the time when he wore the leather jacket with the spikes sticking out of it.
Yeah.
And he swung the bat at the screen and said he was disappointed. And he's disappointed. And said he's disappointed every time he hit that TV screen. Pieces of it are falling out into the ring. He knocked shit over in the ring. Kept screaming he was disappointed. And he walked off. And Low Plains is looking up at the Redwood. The Redwood's looking down at Low Plains. Like,
What do we do
did it
now, buddy?
You did it now. You did it now, Bill. You did it now. He's going to be kicking my ass up and down these rings now, all because of you.
I didn't do nothing.
I didn't say anything, Low Plains. LPD, I didn't say a word. I just told him how he felt. And you wouldn't say a word. I said, Low Plains, LPD feels the same way. LPD just looked at him.
How does this show get 650,000 people, man? It's beyond me.
They tuned in hoping that they would do a course correction and have Swerve Strickland win the belt on a Dynamite.
They swerved right into a brick wall. This whole thing was garbage. Like I said, this is the pay-per-view, last week's Dynamite and this week's Dynamite. There has been nothing other than the hurt people I can take out of this that's positive. That's it. Megan Bain got a minute of airtime, and that's all she got. And by the way,
spoke.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she said 2 words, I think.
I'm here.
I'm on my period.
Easy. Good God.
Come on now.
I don't know what to say about the show anymore. WrestleMania right now does not have me exactly in the mood. Unless you're giving me Punk or the Rhea Ripley segments or Braun Breaker. I'm missing a couple, but the CM Punk, of course. I'm just not feeling this Mania either. Right now, wrestling is just not exciting to me.
It's not exciting to me either. I told you how many weeks ago that I'm losing my love for professional wrestling because of watching AEW every week. I don't watch Collision. There are diehards out there that will not watch Collision. Even though they're diehard AEW fans, they won't watch it. And it's evident by the ratings, 300,000 every week. Nobody's watching that.
Yeah.
That. Those are the Cheeto sexuals watching the mighty 300,000 watching it every week. I tell you, Don, if 300,000 are watching on TNT or TBS, whatever, I don't even know what network it's on Saturdays. If they're watching that, it's got to be.
It's on Vivid Videos.
It's got to be 2 million people in max watching Collision. 2 million.
Oh, it's at least 5 million.
5 million watching Collision because that's a better show.
Which, by the way, can we talk about this real quick? Because the neckbeards have completely gone off the edge before we get out of here tonight. 500,000 people are not watching the goddamn wrestling show.
Where do they
Period.
all come from? Before they had the deal with Max, 600,000 people, 550,000 people were watching that show every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. All of a sudden, they doubled their viewership because people tune in, they turn on Max and say, AEW Wrestling, let's watch this. Of course not.
Yes, it is, Denisha.
course-
Jada and Naomi is getting good.
Okay.
Naomi's taking a heel turn, and I'm enjoying it.
Are we talking about this now? Are we off AEW on the WWE?
I think we should save it for WrestleMania week.
Well, I'm just going to go and tell you. I'm going to tell them what I told you.
No, just save it.
650,000 people fell asleep
Save
with
it.
Big Bang Theory on last night.
Save
Could be fluff. Thanks for the 5 spot. Could very well
Thank you
be.
so
I like to
much.
see what the lead-in was. Did you see the lead-in for Big Bang Theory? I forgot.
It
to
was
see
one
how
of
many
the it was the one where she was river dancing at the end.
2 or 3 minutes. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was about 2 minutes.
Mm.
By the way, I'll just say this again. I think the highest people they've had watch Max for the NBA was like 500,000. It was like 1.75 million watched on TV on cable, and another 500,000 watched on Max. The NBA. If you
The
think you're
NBA.
pulling in the same numbers as the NBA, you're
Course
out of
not.
your brain.
Of course not. Of course not.
So yeah.
What sporting event was Swerve at?
Oh, he was at the Philadelphia 76ers game.
He was, yeah. They had no idea who he was.
Not a clue.
He
Could
came
not
out the
begin to
crickets.
tell you who he
I
was.
don't even know what he did there. I just saw the clip. He came out the crickets. No one knows who he is.
He rang the bell because they always ring the Liberty Bell before they have the Sixers game.
That sounds like an exciting time. Good for him. He's a bell ringer now.
I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Please like and subscribe.
Please
Hit the
like and
notifications
subscribe.
button.
Yes.
We
Please
appreciate
like and
everybody
subscribe.
showing up.
Sure.
If there's one thing I know, Bottles, there's one guy I know that hated this show as well.
Oh, hang on a second. We're going to talk
What?
about any news, or are we just going to get right out of here?
Nope. We're out. I'm done.
I had to show that clip. I'm sorry.
I still don't know what the hell that guy was
I
doing.
don't know what that was either, but they set his ass on fire. And he ran around like Curly from the Three Stooges.
Well, like a famous football player named Joey Porter once said, they shot me in Denver.
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.